Still no T in Skechers. Hey everyone, Paul Ronto here from Run Repeat. Today we're gonna check out the Skechers Performance GORun Razor Plus Hyper. Whew, I know. Skechers names of their shoes are always a mouthful, and this one's a little confusing because some people, like Jameson, has called this the Razor 4, Ginger Runner called it the Razor 3 Plus, Seth calls it the Razor Plus. It says Razor Plus right on the tongue, so I'm gonna call it the Razor Plus, but it's pretty confusing. Anyway, what is this? Speed day, tempo day, go fast, no frills, all while you can enjoy the ride. Something that can kind of do it all. I'm excited we got it here. Let's dive right into this review. This is the next evolution of the Razor 3, which was really the racing shoe that put Skechers back on the map as a performance running shoe company, at least in my opinion. This does a lot of what that shoe did, but it has a little less logo, as you can see, a little less aggressive in the upper and the midsole, which we'll talk about. It's gained a tiny bit of weight, and it's a little more aimed at training than just racing, but it can kind of do it all. Before we get into the review, please, I keep asking you guys to do this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us continue to be able to do these reviews for you guys. Please support the channel. I really appreciate it. Start with the pros. The upper is a mono mesh polyester upper. It's got great lockdown, but it has a little added stretch compared to the Razor 3, which really makes it a little more comfortable, a little more forgiving. It fits your foot a little bit better, a little more accommodating. I really like that update. This is not a super plush upper. It's kind of austere. It's obviously meant to be. It's a lightweight racing shoe, meant to go fast. It's lost the welded overlays that the 3 had, which include that giant logo across the front that said speed. It's also a little bit more breathable, which I love. This is one of my big complaints on the Max Road 4 Plus, which obviously I know these are different shoes, but they both have this mono mesh polyester upper, and this shoe ran a little hot. So I'm glad to see that they've made this one a little more breathable. Tongue, very minimalistic tongue, almost no padding. It's a mesh, so it's super breathable. I dig that. I think they did a good job on the tongue. Lacing system, super simple, lightweight, super stretchy laces. Some people like the stretchy laces because they accommodate your midfoot a little bit better. Some people don't because they don't lock down as well. I didn't have problems with lockdown. What I do like is it crosses your foot 7 times, so it provides tons of good lockdown. Again, to compare it to the Max Road I had a gripe on, it only goes across 5 times. I struggled to get good lockdown on this shoe. I don't know why I keep comparing these two shoes. They're very different, but I think the lacing system is adequate, it's fine. If you don't like a stretchy lace, I would just recommend switching that out for a stiffer lace when you buy the shoe. Heel counter, nice and soft. I mean, it's obviously got some form here. It's not just limp like some racing shoes. It's a nice soft heel counter. I had no heel slip. It's a very minimally padded ankle collar. There's some padding in there, just in the right places, which I appreciate, but it's pretty minimalist. I think they did a good job on keeping this heel counter simple. Midsole, this is the whole point of this shoe. HyperBurst is awesome, and I want to apologize. When I was reviewing the Max Road 4, I kept calling it Hyper Max. I think Hyper Max is the real deal. Skechers did a great job here with this midsole. Hyper Max is the real deal. It's HyperBurst, obviously. This is a great innovation by Skechers. It feels great underfoot. It's cushioned, it's springy, it's responsive, it feels great. I was blown away by HyperBurst. The first time I tried it, I'm still blown away by it. It's very consistent through the stride. I dig what they've done on this midsole. One thing that's changed on the Razor Plus from the Razor 3 is it's gained a little bit of cushioning in the midsole. The midsole feels slightly softer, but it didn't lose any pop or responsiveness or that explosive toe off, which I think is fantastic. I think it rides a little smoother. It's a little more comfortable underfoot. I like those updates. It's of course got this M-Strike rocker, which helps the transitions be super smooth. I like that. And this is a fast training tempo day race day shoe without a plastic or carbon plate. It's super flexible. You've got plenty of ground feel, but it's still got that speed. It's still got that nimbleness. I'm really digging HyperBurst. I can't say enough good about it. Outsole, it's got the Goodyear soy-based outsole. I love this outsole, super grippy. I think they've done a great job. One thing you'll notice between this and 3, the difference is they added this medial plate here. So it's added a little rubber, a little bit more durable underfoot, not as much midsole exposed, but it did add a little bit of weight with that upgrade as well. Cons, the tongue could be gusseted. I like a gusseted tongue. Also, no heel loop. I dig a heel loop. You know, a heel loop in this killer red popping off there. It could be kind of cool. But those are really all the cons I can find in this shoe. So, and I searched, trust me, I've tried to look for cons in every nook and cranny, and that's all I can come up with. Before I continue, I want to let you guys know you got to go over to RunRepeat.com. Check out the product page for this shoe. We've got all sorts of data, all sorts of facts and stats, a bunch of stuff I'm not going to cover in this video. Got reviews from other users, reviews from other experts, links where to buy this shoe. So make sure you make your way over to RunRepeat.com after the video ends and check out the product page for the Razor Plus. Let's start with fit. So this runs a little bit narrow. It accommodates my slightly wider foot, but it took a few runs to break in. The upper, although it has some stretch, is still fairly restrictive, which gives it that nice lockdown. But people with really wide feet might think this platform's a little too narrow for them. Comfort-wise, I love this shoe. It has great ride, great transitions, great responsiveness. It pops well. It's comfortable underfoot. There's enough cushioning to do mid to long runs in this shoe. It's lightweight, it's nimble. The updated upper stretches enough to give your midfoot and your forefoot and the toe box enough room. It hugs your foot well. There's good lockdown. Even though it stretches a little bit, it doesn't stretch too much. Comfort-wise, it's right on the money for me. Weight, Skechers claims that this comes in at 6.4 ounces. For me, on my scale, it's 6.9 ounces. Still under 7 ounces. This is fantastic. It feels super nimble. Feels like you're not wearing anything on your foot. Although it did gain a few tenths of an ounce, mainly from the added rubber on the outsole, as well as a few changes on the upper. But lightweight, I really dig it. Women's size 7, they're claiming at 4.9 ounces. Under 5-ounce shoe. I mean, blown away that they can make this shoe this comfortable, perform this well, and be this light. It's almost like a racing spike without the spikes. Loving what they're doing on the weight. Drop and stack, we got a 4mm drop, 27mm stack in the heel, so nice and low to the ground, fairly minimal drop. I love how it feels. I come from a background of wearing minimalist shoes with 0 drop, so I dig this. If you're used to a 10, 12mm drop, this may feel a little funky. It may put you back on your heel and you may have to really focus on getting onto that forefoot. But for most runners that are used to 6 or 4mm, you're really gonna love how this shoe rides. Durability, I think HyperBurst is the real deal. I think the Goodyear rubber is awesome, especially with this added medial plate. The upper is abrasion resistant and tough enough to last. I think you're gonna get the distance out of these shoes. The only caveat is the midsole is a little softer than the midsole on the Razor 3. So it may pack out a little bit earlier, but I think that for a speed shoe, race day shoe, this shoe's gonna go the distance. Looks, I mean, I love how this shoe looks. They've done such a good job. I'm so glad they got rid of that obnoxious logo. I think it looks amazing. It's very subtle. There's almost no design features on the upper other than some very, very hard to see places where there's a little bit more breathable fabric. The only logo on it really is the S. And a little bit of writing down here, which I'm not sure what that is all about. I love that it's like a solid color upper and then this really bright popping midsole. I really dig it. You know, these may even break into like wear around town status for me, which is a lofty status for a running shoe. I'm in love with the way they made this shoe look. Price, 140 bucks. I've seen it for 135, so it's right between their $5 difference. It's under 7 ounces. It's got the HyperBurst. They've made good updates to the upper and the outsole. I think you're getting a lot of value in this shoe. Could this be the one shoe that does it all? I mean, you can run slow in it, you can do your tempo runs, this can be your race day shoe, it's lightweight enough, it's durable enough, it's comfortable enough to do just about everything. This shoe has lost a little bit of its racing DNA from the 3 and some of the updates, but I think it's gained more than it's lost with its comfort, with its fit, and I think you can still put down a PR in this shoe. I think it's still got enough oomph underfoot to go at the speed you really want. It's not overly stiff like other racing shoes with a carbon plate. It doesn't come with a carbon plated price tag. Is this a unicorn? I mean, Skechers, you had me at HyperBurst and you really reeled me in with the Razor Plus. Question of the day, when was the last time you ran in a Skechers? When you hear Skechers, what do you think about? What emotions does that elicit? Please add in the comments below. I'd love to hear what people think. I think you're gonna be surprised if you lace a pair of these up on your feet this year. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, remember to hit the like button and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Go do, be, run, repeat.